Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and it is official, I am mind blown. What have we just witnessed today? This is honestly one of the most insane rounds I've ever seen in Call of Duty history. This is going to go down in history, I believe, the next several years. People are going to be talking about this moment. It's that insane. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. I'm still in shock, and well, I'm sure you guys are in the comment section below as well. Intrigued to hear your thoughts. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate all that good stuff. I'm just, I'm so mind blown. Let's just dive into things. Series 1 of the day was also very interesting. Ultra versus Los Angeles Thieves. Thieves, of course, come in incredibly hot off their 3-0 victory yesterday up against the New York Subliners, but Ultra look very, very solid indeed, and it really does come down to Benjamin Bats, right? That is the thing with this Ultra team. Cammy's great, CleanX is great, but inconsistent. Insight has been very solid for them, and Bats is in a similar boat, right, where when he turns up and has moments like this, where he's popping 3 pieces, he can be the player that we knew him to be back in Black Ops 3, and can, well, he's really the X factor for this team, I think. When he's turning up, the rest of the guys tend to be putting on a show, and they can get the job done in a very impressive series, right? Because they lost just the other day to FaZe in a pretty close series, all things considered. I mean, that final checkmate was very close. It could have gone to the Game 5, and right here up against Los Angeles Thieves, they've really come to play as well. They beat OpTic, of course, just a couple of days ago. So this first map, Bats comes out with the absolute fire. As Maven says, Benjamin Bats doing everything he can because, of course, the tattoo situation happens for Maven we talked about earlier today. Then we go into a search and destroy, and this one really was a heartbreaker for the Thieves. They go up 5-2 in the search and destroy. Honestly, a bit of foreshadowing to what we will see in the next series of the day. But Ultra come back and win this 6-5. Bants with a phenomenal map here at 12-4. And well, there were some rounds that probably Thieves shouldn't have managed to win, but they did so. And well, Ultra came back with the fire. Probably should have won this one a little bit more convincingly, but Thieves unfortunately throw it away for them. And then we go into a garrison control where, well, Thieves once again can't really get close to the levels that Toronto Ultra are hitting. Very impressive series with them. As I say, when these guys are on form, they can very much be a force to be reckoned with within the CDL. They make it to the Sunday. They make it to top 4 right here. Very impressive work, of course, from these guys. Bants goes 59 in 39 at 1.51 KD. And look at the engagements out of CleanX. 61 in 50 he goes. And most kills in the lobby. But, well, not exactly the most spectacular KD compared to Bantz's. But still, the amount of engagements, the amount of pressure this guy's putting on the map when they're playing well is very impressive indeed. So I think it's bow out of the tournament. Not exactly a surprise that they bow out, well, at top 6. But you've got to say that the run that they made from top 12 to here is very impressive indeed from their side of things. We'll have to see. Of course, I'm sure they're going to stick going forward. So maybe if they can even make more improvements, this team could be a very deadly one. But Toronto certainly are. I mean, they have had a difficult time, as Merc says right here, up against some of the top teams in the game. But when they're firing at all cylinders, they can get the job done as they did right here. And Thieves bow out in top 6 position. And the next team to bow out in top 6 position was, well, not exactly an incredible surprise given that the series they were playing was always going to be a close one. But just the fashion in which it happens, well, I'm mind blown. Kenny says, tough, made some simple mistakes that costed us. GG's to Toronto Ultra. They move on to the Sunday. And well, here we go then, OpTic versus Minnesota Rokkr. This I thought was always going to be a banger. It had a Game 5 written all over it. This was the map set which I thought was pretty interesting, right? So OpTic go down this garrison route again, and Minnesota ban checkmate in all 3 game modes. And that has been the question for OpTic. When their map set is put to the test here, with Rokkr getting rid of their maps that they're pretty good at, that being checkmate on pretty much all 3 game modes, now they have to come into a garrison a couple of times, they have to come into a Moscow a couple of times. Can they get the job done here? They do so when they need to, but this Game 5 was truly something spectacular. So the game number 1, early on, you really felt like OpTic were in the advantage right here. As you can see, 120 to 50 at this point. Scump had full streaks early on. This is a map which really, well, not necessarily you can't afford to lose it, but it really feels like for OpTic, the fact that, okay, they have this advantage, they have their streaks in the back pocket. This is a game that you would imagine maybe a FaZe would find a way to close out. But, well, Rokkr come back in very impressive fashion. They tie this game up. I mean, Scump kind of his streaks get somewhat wasted, and then they pull away with the rest of the map. Standy has a phenomenal wrap right here, and, well, Standy, as you can see, he sneaks through fence to finish it off, and they really make a phenomenal comeback. And honestly, Standy was looking this series like, the best player in the lobby at times. This guy is absolutely out of control. But OpTic get a great early starter here, then they fall short, and once again, Minnesota winning hardpoints. That is a very scary sign, given we know this team in Search and Destroy is something to behold. Then we go into a game 2, though, on Express, and well, these were the stats for game 1. Standy 27 in 20 to finish off the job, and despite hot starts from Scump and Dashy, they fell off somewhat towards the end, and Formula and Envoy certainly did not have the prettiest maps here in game 1. They would come to play, though, later in the series. This game 2 on Express Search and Destroy, an absolute must-win for OpTic, to be honest. They go up early on. I mean, this was pretty crazy what Formal was doing early on. He got a nice couple of kills. I mean, this was kind of an insane one. And then right to the end, he managed to clutch up this, well, ninja defuse he gets, which was, well, a pretty remarkable thing to see. But he gets the job done. They move up 2-0 in the map. I mean, they move up, but actually it was this one where Envoy gets the ace as well. So some clutch plays. I mean, Formula and Envoy had a slow map, certainly in game 1 on the garrison hardpoint. But Envoy comes to play in the game 2, picks up the ace this when it matters. Formal had some incredibly clutch rounds as well, even though he was only like 5 in 4 or something. And well, as just, well, Tuvek Thuglaw says, accuracy and that elevator on Express are not a duo, because Formal got a pretty crucial kill on him as well. But yes, OpTic Chicago take this search and destroy. They win the search, and Minnesota win the hardpoint, right? That's not really what you'd expect. You would have expected it to be the other way around, but then Rokkr do it again on the Garrison control. And this is a bit of the question mark, right, regarding OpSet's map set, the strength of it, the map pool that they have, given that, okay, we now go to a Garrison in both the hardpoint and the control, and Minnesota take both of them by taking Checkmate out of the series. And this was very impressive, especially the offense that Minnesota won right here. They ran through OpTic, to be honest, in, well, some of those, getting their control points locked down, and OpTic fall down 2-1, backs firmly against the wall, but they come out swinging on Moscow hardpoint. You can see some of the stats right here. Standy again, 20 and 13. This guy loves to go +7, it seems, on some of these respawn maps. Incredibly impressive stuff, but picking up momentum, say OpTic Chicago, come into this Moscow hardpoint, very impressive stuff. They really bounce back in very impressive fashion, of course, and send it to a Game 5 also on Moscow. So nothing better than this. Game 5, you know, we were thinking, is it going to go the distance? Is it going to be a Game 5 round 11, 1 versus 1? It is, but well, not in the fashion you might expect it to happen. So Formal turns up early on in this search and destroy. This is where they really need something spectacular to happen. They go up 2-0 in this final map, some big plays from Formal especially, and it looks like, okay, OpTic are going to find a way to close this one out. They win the first round. I mean, I think Rokkr had a 4 versus 3 early on right here, but the crossfire between, I believe it was Envoy and Formal, he takes down 3 in this round, and well, that's a very important round for them to win. They go up 2-0 in the map. You think, okay, OpTic are going to find a way to close this one out, and a few rounds later, it comes down to this crazy 1v1 between Dashy and accuracy, and Dashy clutches it up. He had a very slow map here. I think he was 1 in 7 at a time. This round, he got 2 kills, and it was like, okay, you know, Dashy's managed to redeem himself. He's come up big with 2 kills right here, clutching in effectively a 1 versus 2. Not sure how accuracy didn't hear Dashy's slide right here. You'd imagine that he would have done if he had his headset cranked. But well, Rokkr go down 5-3 in this Game 5. This is where you think, okay, OpTic, surely they've got to find a way to close it out right here. They've won the round they needed to. They've just got to take one of the next 3, and they can put this game away and move on to the Championship Sunday top 4 for the rematch up against the Toronto Ultra. That is not quite how it goes down. Rokkr, I mean, the clutch factor, the ice on this team is pretty incredible. It must be said that OpTic, you know, when you put the pressure moments on, like, do they actually come to play? It's tough to say. I mean, this round 11 was, honestly, it was painful to watch. They win the next 2 rounds to the Rokkr, goes to the round 11, and this is probably one of the most remarkable things that I've ever seen in Call of Duty history. I'll just play it out for you guys. So Dashy and Scump get a couple of kills early on. They open up the round. It's accuracy, it's attach in a 2 versus 4 retake on this bomb site. This should be pretty much an impossible situation to lose if you are OpTic. This is, you know, the biggest round that they've played in the tournament so far to continue on their losers bracket run. Envoy, I'm not really sure why he's pushing out right here. Maybe his miscommunication, he thinks his teammates have his trades, but the Envoy comes in to challenge accuracy. Accuracy's holding the angle, takes down Envoy, and well, he manages to stay alive. And okay, the OpTic guys decide, okay, let's get this bomb down. Attach decides to come through the Eskies right here. He walks into the line of sight. I mean, he probably overpeaks it somewhat. Accuracy's there for the trade. They decide, all right, we've got to try and get to these kills before OpTic get the bomb down. Maybe try and catch a guy planting. So attach gets taken down, as you can see right here. Scump's absolute, and then accuracy is coming round this corner. You think this is an impossible situation for OpTic to lose. They know exactly where accuracy is. You're thinking maybe 2 of the guys right here peek out side to side just to make it so that he can't just line you all up and mow you down, which is exactly what happens. Look at, I mean, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right here. All of these 3 guys line up. I mean, Scump, Formal, and Dashy all, you know, sitting ducks. And I mean, I understand they wanted to play careful and play slow and not give up their lives. But if they play this not lined up, if they play this literally any other way other than lining up here, then, well, surely they win this round. Of course, I mean, incredibly lucky that this happens for accuracy, right? This is not something you see every day. I think you can replay this round like 99 times in that position, and accuracy probably only wins it one of the times. It's incredible to see, but, you know, still, this situation, I think it could have been avoided for OpTic. I think if they played it differently, I mean, with the Envoy overchal and, you know, in this position as well, I mean, the fact that accuracy is able to come around the corner here and get 3 kills, yes, the OpTic guys are absolute, but even in that situation, surely it shouldn't happen. But he takes down all 3 of them. I mean, I cannot believe what I was witnessing. I absolutely, like, was completely mind-blown in my chair. Like, it felt like this was an OpTic win, guaranteed, but somehow it slips through their fingers, and accuracy, well, aces one of the most insane rounds I've ever seen. And I mean, you know, you can talk about the luck factor and how lucky it was that it went this way. I mean, the fact that these 3 guys, you know, that the stars aligned for him right here, certainly, and he didn't even see the second guy, I don't think, but still, just an unbelievable series. I cannot believe this still happens. And well, Minnesota move on in the tournament. This is how it looked from accuracy's perspective just before that final moment. And well, yes, Minnesota continue on in the tournament. This is some of the reaction. I thought of this immediately, and Chino tweeted out actually from back in the day in World War II, when on St. Marie Dumont, accuracy came up behind with a PPSH and shot at 3 of the Luminosity guys in the back. He lined them all up, as you'll get to see in this clip right here. So accuracy comes up from behind, sees sees the 3 guys, you know, lines them up and mows them down in a very similar fashion to what happened right here. So he's definitely, well, I've seen that one before out of Big Lamar, says Chino. But as Formal says, look, that just didn't happen, man. No way. After battling so hard back in that series as OpTic did, to go out like that is just honestly absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, as Nate Shot says, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in 13 years of competitive COD. Terrible break for OpTic. I mean, as yeah, he says, look, it's the luckiest thing ever. You know, you better play the lotto tonight. Scump's heartbroken, of course, totally understandably so. They don't make it to a Sunday once again here at the Major. We'll probably have to talk more about their team tomorrow because, well, as Dashy says, absolutely speechless, lost in the game 5. And well, I mean, this is just a cursed image, to be honest. Like, what is going on here? I can't believe what I've just witnessed today. And well, Rokkr tweet this out as well. I thought this is kind of interesting. I mean, a lot of people saying, okay, this is rubbing salt in the wounds, right? They say, like, absolutely, this is well necessary. We're witnessing a breakdown right here. So I'm intrigued to hear your perspective on this. I don't really mind too much. I think it's kind of just trash talk between teams, but you could argue that maybe this is too soon. But at the same time, a lot of other teams have done this kind of, well, small jab, trash talk type stuff. But well, certainly a tough break for OpTic regardless. And they finished 5th through 6th in the tournament. $20,000 earned, 30 CDL points in the bag, but not the tournament finish they were looking for. Let's talk about the final series of the day then, that being FaZe versus the Dallas Empire, just to get off that crazy OpTic series. I mean, we could talk about that one for hours, I am sure. But this final series, FaZe versus the Dallas Empire, this, of course, the winner's final match to determine who's the first team in the grand finals for tomorrow. And Simp decided it was going to be Atlanta FaZe. This game number 1, I mean, look at this kill he gets on Crimsix, man. This guy is just absolutely ridiculous. He gets this 3-piece to go 15-4 in the map. He actually has a pretty damn poor search and destroy. And very interesting to see how their search and destroy seems to be getting pretty hard counted as of late, to be honest. Crimsix goes 9-3 on this map. He's been phenomenal so far this season on Express Search and Destroy since it has been added. Dallas win this one 6-2. But that's just what's so scary about FaZe. They don't lose Search and Destroys too often, but sometimes they do. I think they're like 1-4 in their last 5 Search and Destroy maps that they have played. But even if they do lose Search and Destroys, they still find their way through respawns in spectacular fashion. They go into the control, they win this one, I mean 3-0, stomping, to be honest. It was kind of close at times, but Cellium goes 25-11 here in the controller. Arcitys has a nice map as well. Don't really need too much out of aBeZy this series to get the job done regardless. And then we go into the game 4, and I mean, as Parasite says, Simp with a game-winning play Holy. This is on honestly another incredible checkmate hardpoint. It was a map that they played in the grand finals of the Major last time, and Dallas smoked them on it, to be honest, so I thought maybe something similar would happen here once again. Doesn't happen though. Simp makes a great game-winning play once again. This guy's unbelievable. FaZe close out the series, and they move into the grand finals. So this is the bracket as it stands right now. OpTic fall 3-2. Tomorrow, the first game of the day is Rokkr versus Ultra to decide who gets top 3 at the tournament. The winner of that will play Dallas Empire. The winner of that will rematch potentially versus FaZe in the grand finals. Mind-blowing stuff today, guys. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Like you enjoyed this content, other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and upgrade the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
They're wrapping back, like they're getting so much information, but that might be what matters. Dashy hits the shots. Scump puts one down. Accuracy. No, he wins the gunfight to make it interesting. It's going to be attached, trying to rally across. He's going to hit Xyz. Scump is just holding. Scump is just holding. Wins the fight. Accuracy, though, they line up. They line up for accuracy, and he wins it. Are you kidding? Accuracy with the ice.
Are you kidding me? The nade hits Formal, the first blood on Envoy. Oh my goodness, look at this. They were all together. That is unbelievable.